Shalom, my people. Shalom. Shalom, my people. Shalom, my people. Shalom. Shalom, my people. Shalom. Check this out, folks. I cannot wait to get home today. Shalom, my people. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I do this all I love. I study. I am a watchman, just like Ezekiel. So we got to be a watchman for God. I mean, we got to pay attention to everything. I wait to get home today from I heard some crazy stuff. Let me start off before I get to the lesson. This right here will allude to the lesson. Is a bill has passed the House. Now I gotta go to the Senate on marriage. On marriage. They don't want it is no. This is in Tennessee. No age limit on marriage. No age limit on marriage. This is giving Esau free range on women. Pedophiles in churches. The preachers, the Catholic preachers are already doing it. Church people already, the pastors are already doing it. Your daughters, your sons won't be safe nowhere. We have to keep an eye on them 24/7 because they are going to rape your kids legally. This is in Tennessee. It will soon be everywhere. Where they are allowed to marry your kid, and it's people in prison. For a prime example, you have R. Kelly in prison for some of the same things. Elvis Presley was able to do it and get away with it free. Woody Allen was able to do it and get away with it free. It's a bunch of more celebrities, and you got congressmen, you got people getting caught all the time messing with little kids. So now they are making it a law. Now, this is what the Bible says about Esau. Go to your Bible. Everything they're doing is coming out of the Bible. Whether you want to believe the Bible or not, things are happening, and they're happening rapidly. Hebrews 12:16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau. Until you realize who Esau is, God said he's so profane that he sold his birthright for a morsel of meat. Whether you want to believe me or not, the Israelite brothers or not, it's coming about. They are going to be able to molest your kid, and all they got to do is put money in front of your kid's face. 15, 16, and they're going to marry your kids. Ain't nothing you're going to be able to do. In school, they want to teach you, here in Florida, the governor signed a bill saying that you cannot teach the kids from 1 to 3 about sexuality and being gay and all that kind of stuff. But guess what they did? They don't want to put billboards all up in Florida, New York. You even got that black so-called Negro governor of New York siding with them, having posters up there talking about gay this, gay this. They cannot have kids. So the only thing they can do is recruit. So that's basically what they're doing. They're recruiting kids. You walk around here blind all you want. You I'm gonna read scripture where God said you agree with this, you loving this, is what's gonna happen to you. We are lost as a people. They got us watching Will Smith, Chris Rock, Tiny, T.I., all them celebrities about this here. While you watching them, they passing these laws in front of you. And okay, another law that they already in passed. The governor said, you bring it to my desk, I'm signing it. You will get 10 years in prison. This is in Oklahoma. And a $100,000 an abortion. So they're making an abortion legal. It's illegal to get one. So if you do get one, they charging the doctor, he can get up to 10 years and $100,000 in fine. But let me tell you, y'all think that they're doing it just to be doing it. Okay, they cannot reproduce, so they're recruiting all our kids. They want to teach your kid one in kindergarten about being gay, and they want to change the pronouns, all this stuff here. This stuff is getting serious. God, this is Sodom and Gomorrah. United States of America is Sodom and Gomorrah. If you ever read it in the Old Testament in Genesis, this is Sodom and Gomorrah. Stuff will start happening to you now. Basically, you're going to be able to get raped, and you ain't nothing you can be able to do. So they passed a law saying it's illegal to give an abortion. So if you give one, they're going to charge the doctor 10 years in prison, up to $100,000 fine. The statistics say that black women kill more babies than any other nationality of people. These women will murder a baby at the drop of a dime just to keep them going, for them keep making their money, keep stripping. Because our so-called black women have changed totally, completely. They have went to where their status in life is more than their family. All they wanted a PhD, but they not tell you along with that PhD, they are the one with the highest debt ceiling. $1 trillion in debt with all the women that went to school to get these PhDs and all this stuff here, and they owe over $20 million in debt amongst the black women. Not nobody in the nation, the black women. And not only that, with more education you get, the more suicidal they get. They are killing themselves because they can't handle the pressure. They're jumping off buildings. They have it all. They're not teaching you this, not telling you, and you don't even care. So when you got guys like me and men are doing the study and buckling down and trying to do God's work, we going through we studying this, so we're not just coming out with numbers out of our ass. We're trying to tell you and show you what's going on, but guess what? You so worried about your status in life, you forget all about what's going on around you. So they passing these laws knowing that our black women are in the worst condition, because guess what? They take the man. It's like a step. It's not one thing. First thing I do is I take the man out of the house. First thing I do, I lock him up. First thing I do is I tell the woman, you head. So every time you got Black History Month for women, and they got more days than Black History Months. See, you're not seeing they putting a black woman against the black man. So it ain't gonna take God to come back and straighten this out, which God already predicted it was. If you go back and read Isaiah 3, start at 3:16 and read already to 4:1. God got a plan for all this that's coming on that people did not teach you in the church, because they want more women in the church to give out more money to the pastor. So now they passing these laws, and our women are the number one for baby killing. For whatever reason, you can tack on whatever reason, you're number one in it. So they are doing that while we sleep. And then you say, well, Ezekiel 16:44, as the mother is the daughter. So if I got the mother teaching the daughter, hey, we just had something on what this was. God dog it. Oh man, I tried to write this stuff down, but I'm gonna tell you what happened. Why I see they showed the face of it? It was on court. So, you know, I'm retired, so I'll be home. I'll be watching all the court stories that come on TV and all that kind of stuff. A young man and a young woman were dating each other. The man, the mama was liking the son. She started competing with her daughter for the daughter boyfriend. Sneaking behind the daughter back, sleeping with the son. What I'm trying to tell you folks is, just like Calvin Samuel said, you got these women who think they young competing for the same men that their daughters competing for. It's playing out. It's playing out right before our eyes, and we can't even see it. But it's playing out right before our eyes, and we can't even see it. And as Ezekiel 16:44, as the mother is the daughter. And we don't even see what's going on because we so worried about other things. They're not even worried about what thus saith the Lord. The church is non-irrelevant right now. People are going to church for no reason. They just going to church and be going because they've been doing it for so long. It's irrelevant right now. God saying that he going to clean this earth up. You got to look at the Esau have destroyed the planet. You got in Dallas, Texas, floods. People trailer getting kicked over. I mean, you got storms coming through, just unheard of. And nobody's opened up their eye. Hey, over here in Duval, I was going to the bank over there on Stockton Street, over there in Riverside. They had a drive-by. A dude came down the car, killed the dude on the motorcycle. Y'all got to pay attention to what's going on around you. You got to be watching. Then you had this lady who kidnapped her daughter because she was on some kind of medication. They took the daughter from the mother, and then, I guess family members had the daughter. She kidnapped her daughter, and she gave a chase to the police up around 90 miles per hour. Missed the curb and went off into a retention pond. They say she didn't even try to save the daughter, but the 5-year-old girl died. The world is coming to an end quickly. You can see this stuff come behind you, and you so-called Christians that's living in this fantasy life, thinking this stuff ain't coming. It's coming. It's definitely coming. You can think it ain't coming, but it's coming. Hey, it's stuff that's happening before us that we don't even know nothing about. We just sit here listening, paying attention to the stars, not paying attention to the Most High. Doubting our God-given beauty and heritage. Proverbs 3:31-32. Envy thou not their oppressor, and choose none of his ways, for forward abomination to the Lord, but his secret is with the righteousness. We love what Esau doing. This scripture telling you that you love what Esau is doing, but you don't care about what Esau is doing. He's killing you. He's killing us. He's setting up plans to destroy us as a people, but we can't see that based on what he's doing to us. This man is killing. He's killing the ozone. He's killing everything. The animals got to go extinct. They keep showing all these dog commercials about the dogs, but hell, guess what? We are the one that's suffering. We are the one that's catching hell right now. During a dog, you got a dog over human being life. We starving, rent going up. Who does it affect the most? It affects the so-called Negroes the most, so-called Native American Indians the most. Because you already at the bottom, so anything that trickle down come down to you, so you the one that get affected by it the most. Envy they're not. God don't envy your oppressor for you see the stuff they got. Don't envy them, because this stuff is temporary. This stuff is just temporary. Choose none of his way. God said his ways. God said his way because he tell you it's a nation of people. We as people, or as so-called Negroes, don't know that you are a nation. So when you hear God be talking about he be talking about a nation of people doing this to you, and you don't even see it that a nation of people is doing this to you, because you loving what you're doing. You loving it, going to school, getting your PhD, for they can put you on top of a man, which God said. That's a whole different subject for what I'm teaching, but you can see it happening now. And you got these lawyers and doctors. They put Clarence Thomas in there. They said, look here, black man, if you want to be successful, marry a black woman, a white woman. Look here, black woman, if you want to be successful, marry a white man. So that's what you're telling our kids for the future. That's what you're telling them. But you don't see that they're showing you, envy not their oppressor. We need to go back to the way we used to live. We was better off the way we used to live. But we have disobeyed the law, statutes, and commandments so bad now, we are going off the cliff. And I'm going to show you that God said you're going off the cliff. Because guess what? Esau is the most profane person on this planet. That's what God trying to tell you. But you're not listening. God said you are the most profane person on the planet, Esau. That's what God is telling you. But we don't pay attention to that. I don't understand it. You can see this still happening around you, but guess what? Nobody cares no more. Everybody is living in their own land, own thing. All you want to do is compete against each other. You got a guy interviewing Nicki Minaj, and he clapping when she calling niggas bitches, telling the stickiest something up his rectum before he can get it. That's what she telling. He clapping. He a man. She talking about men, but our women are going so far. I plead with you, please go read Isaiah 3:17 through 4:1. And tell me this ain't our women. And this is what's happening. The Bible gives us description of what's going on, but guess what? You are afraid to do your study because guess what? You don't want to know. You want to live your life the way you live it. You don't want to know what's going on around you. You don't want to see what's going on in your face. Guess what? You love the way you live it. You love the way you love that stuff going on in your life, but it's finna get bad. Because the Bible says, hey, this is where it's coming from. The Most High trying to tell us what we're doing. I'm out here trying to do the work. I'm trying my best to get to work. When I talk to you, I tell them about it. I'm trying my best to do the work. But we are stiff-necked people, as the Bible says. And we do not listen to God as he say. I'm trying to get this lesson. I wrote down notes and everything. So when we get to these certain scriptures, I already read Proverbs 3:31-32. I'm trying to give you information on what's going on in our life. This is what they're doing. I want you to check this out. Isaiah 30:12-13. Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel. See, thus says the Holy One of Israel. You are Israel. God talking directly to the 12 tribes of Israel, the so-called Negro, so-called Mexican, so-called Native American Indian. God talking directly to you. He said the Holy One of Israel. He didn't say the Holy One of Esau, the Holy One of Ammon, Moabite, which is the Chinese, Japanese. He didn't say them. He said the Holy One of Israel, you are the 12 tribes of Israel. They know that. You got people on tip-top now. Because God knows that so-called Negro stiff-neck, y'all don't believe other black people. It's sad, ain't it? But you got white folks coming out telling you that these are the chosen people of God. The so-called Negroes are the chosen people of God. They know now. They just tell people, you can't tell me you don't see on Facebook. They getting defamed by their so-called nation, but they trying to tell you who you are. They trying to wake you up. God said, I'm going to use everybody to wake my people up. They trying to tell you who you are. You ain't got to listen to me now. Guess what? You got the so-called Esau tell you who you are. So God saying you are the chosen of Israel. Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel. Because you despise this word. You despise this word. I can tell you this word. You go past, guess what? Christianity has screwed people up, man. This world is in dire straight. The Christianity screwed us up. And they know it too. They know it too. But guess what? You comfortable. You comfortable going, if you went to a church that I probably had 1 or 2 members. That's probably why I don't have all the views I want, because nobody want to be chastised. Oh, that's just a hokey-dory free love. I would have to lose friends, family, which I have now. I don't have friends like I used to have because guess what? I'm walking a different walk. I'm telling the truth. And they go to church every Sunday knowing that I got to do a lesson next week. On the Sabbath, which is abomination to God. You can be on church on Sunday. Because you can be in church. But you can be jumping around so I got the Holy Ghost. But none of that stuff, guess what? It's going to come a day and time when God going to snatch you up. I'm just telling you, people. Because you despise this word and trust in the oppression and the pervertedness and stay their own. You trust your oppressor. This is the word. Pervertedness. Deliberately. Evading from what is good. You deliberately evading from what is good. This is what that means. This is what that scripture means. You are deliberately evading from what is good. You know that I'm telling you the truth, and you know that church is lying to you. But you have been in that church so long, you scared to lose friends. You can do anything you want to do and go to that church and nobody chastise you. So you love that. So you ain't no in the world you're going to get chastised, because then you got to come out of what you're doing, or you know that you are a sinner. You got to say, but guess what? Who changed the word of God into a lie? That's in Romans. The quality of being morally wrong in principle. You love that. You love being morally wrong in principle. Evil and evilness. You love doing that kind of stuff. So you ain't finna change. You love that kind of stuff. And you love that. So you think you're finna change from God. That's why God, you despise the word. Therefore, this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall. It's like a wall. So this word coming to you is ready to fall. That's why this stuff is falling down around you. Everything you see around you, wake up every morning, is tragic death, storms, everything. Now they passing a law where there's no age or marriage. They gonna snatch your daughter. Guess what? You won't be able to control nothing. Your 12-year-old daughter gonna be married a 50-year-old man. And most of these perverted laws are for Esau, because Esau is profane. If you know profane and fornicate, that means they sleep with dogs, they sleep with all kind of animals, pigs, donkey, all this stuff. So of course, they're gonna set this world up the way they want it. So they setting the world before you passing these laws while you going backwards. You ain't gonna be able to vote. Wade versus Wade finna get kicked out the door. They finna come and destroy you. But you don't have no security because you don't study the Bible. The preacher get up there and tell you some words, and you go on with it. Don't even study no more. Don't even learn the Bible no more. Ready to fall, swelling out in high wall, stuff coming all out the creases. All this wicked stuff coming out the creases. All this wicked stuff coming out the creases. They started shooting. They just had, I think it was in Minnesota, 2 black dudes shot up them people and killed some of them people. This world is coming to it. You ain't gonna be able to go nowhere. You're gonna have to be in your house and have your fun where you got to be. You can go to a club and get shot. You don't know what's going on because the world is becoming wicked. We are following them. And we're doing wicked stuff. God's word will not go unvoid. So you can see him and not listen to me, not study for yourself, and see this shit happen to you. You will be on the other side of the stick. Who's breaking coming suddenly at an instant. God said these stuff to come down. I told you this stuff to come down suddenly at an instant. It's going to come down suddenly at an instant. And you ain't going to be able to record. It's going to come down so fast, ain't nothing you're going to be able to do because it's coming too fast for you. You ain't going to be able to stop it. It's coming too fast for you. You ain't going to be able to do nothing. All this stuff coming down on you. You think the housing crisis is bad now? The people, this apply to everybody. Those on top should be on the bottom. Those on the bottom should be on the top. All you high-priced people, including so-called Negroes too, who think you're above the law because your money can get you certain things. God said he going to strip you of your jobs you got. You're going to have to depend on that man who you were dogging out. Because God's going to strip you down. Your pH and all this doctrine and stuff won't affect you. A man don't care nothing about your money anyway. That's why most of you are single. They say 1 out of 4 women will not, 1 out of 4 women will get married. The other 3 won't. So that means ain't nobody, 4 out of 5 will not see marriage. One person. You see 5 women, only 1 of them will get married. You could go, I was telling this friend of mine, I said, pay attention where you go at. Look at the restaurants. Look at the places you just on your everyday work, man. When you ride around, just look. Don't believe nothing I say, just look. Listen to what I tell you, and then look around the world. Pay attention what's going on. Everywhere you go somewhere. I said, you just go somewhere. I just want you to do the study. Just while you ride. What you will see, you'll see a mother, a daughter, and the grandkids. No man. You'll see women's with all their friends, no man. They are now 45 and 50 years old on TikTok saying, I still got it. Because this is where you're going, because guess what? You ain't got it because nobody wants you. Y'all want to say, oh, I'm an independent woman strong. No, you can be independent all you want. A man don't want you. That's why you on there. One lady begging. She begging. She said, I'm tired of it. I need a companion. The lady said, she quoted John 4:1. Isaiah 4:1, not knowing she quoted. This woman said that I am old. I'm tired of being alone. She said, I need a companion. Guess what that woman said? She said, I got my own money. I pay my own bills. Just let me be called by your name. That's in Isaiah 4:1. That woman on TikTok quoted that, not knowing what she was quoting. This stuff is real, folks. It's coming down real. It's coming down real. And we don't understand what's going on. This stuff is coming down real. And God said the wall is about to break. It's coming out. It's break. Pay attention to all these rules they passing. They haven't even passed the George Foreman law. I said George, not George Foreman, that man. Ford 4. I can't think of his name. They done died down now because nobody don't think about it. No, it was gone. They ratted, burnt city down, all that. Now it's gone. The man that had his handwriting, I don't even remember who it was now because they don't forget all about it. Now they got the John Lewis. Hey, that don't even work no more. The voter right, they ain't passed that check. That's why they keep doing that's why they keep backing up the student loan thing, which I praise that. But guess what they're doing? They trying to get through the midterm election to see where black people at. They keep pushing it back. They want to get through this midterm election. If they continue to win the House, that's coming back. But the wall is coming down around us. It's breaking down. Our kids are being destroyed. Our babies are being destroyed. Our men are being destroyed. They are putting men in prison for marijuana, getting 10, 15 years. $1 million bond. This man just shot this woman in the face over here by who stay in DUVAL, over here by Reebok, off Reebok Scenic. Shot this woman in the chest, in the face, left in the car for dead. He got a $700,000 bond. They don't care about you killing each other. If that brother would have killed the white man, his ass would never see the time out. He'll never get out. They don't care about you killing each other. That's the plan. Ezekiel 16, 13 through 15. Thus was thy debt with gold and silver. Their raiment was a fine linen and silk. Broaded work. Broaded work means fringes. Broaded work means fringes. So they were wearing fringes. We were wearing our fringes back then. We were wearing our fringes. That's why I keep all this stuff here with the fringes on it. I try to do God's work with the fringes. My scarf got fringes. That's why I have on these scarf. Because I want to preach the word. I want to preach how God said in our fringes. See the fringes coming out of there? We got to do it. Thou didst eat fine flour and honey and oil, and thou wast exceedingly beautiful, and thou didst proffer into the kingdom. We had all this stuff. We used to have, that's how we used to dress. We used to have all these fine linen. You got to go back in your history, go back to Jesus. And go back to so-called Jesus, which name is Yahqua. That's your bloodline. He come from the tribe of Judah. You are Judah, so-called Negro. They know this, but you don't. And the church will never teach you this. Just imagine when we all thought Barack Obama was a black man. No, he's an African. African have nothing to do with Negroes. African don't have nothing to do. We are not the same people. We are not Egyptologists. We are none of that mess. They know we're different. They know you are different. That's why they treat you different in the stove. Because why you think they were killing all the Tutsis? Because they had fat nose. Why you think the United States of America didn't help them? Because guess what? They know they were genociding. Why you think instead of killing them, they're not killing Africans over there. They're killing us with the big nose that was left over there from 65 AD. I ain't forgetting all that. That's why they're killing you over there. They know the difference. We were migrated to the West Coast. That's why everybody on the West Coast, you a nigga that got left over there. I'm just saying, people, they ain't going to teach you that. And they, renowned, went forth among the heathen for their beauty. Hey, the heathen, other nation, knew how we was. So our renown, our history, or their knowledge of us had already spread around the world. Knowing who we were. Man, that's the tribe of Judah. They know who we are, but you don't know who you are. The heathen know who you are. That's a shame. You got heathen know who the so-called Negroes, Native American Indians, and know the so-called Mexicans are, but they don't even know who they are on their own self. They've been called bywords for so long, they have no idea. Our women have lost it. The men have lost it. The children have lost it. We just a messed up group of people. For it was perfect through my cunningness. We was cunning mean beautiful. I took some notes on that. Well, I did one. Okay, here it go. Border work mean fringes. Whenever you talk about the border, that means your fringes on the clothes. Cunningness mean beautiful. The sons of Solomon 1-5 say, I am black but cunningly. God telling you, you are a beautiful group of people. But you don't want to listen to the Bible. The Bible goes, guess what? You don't study, so you don't know what the word. You cunningly, you don't know what that word means. You thought it was just a regular word. You don't know that means beautiful. See, but they won't teach you that in the church. So if you read the Bible, if you don't study the word, they'll fly by you just like they'll read a sentence without a comma. They'll read a statement without a comma, without a period, and go straight across to it. Then you'll never get it. If you don't stop and use these road signs anywhere, as my teacher told me, these road signs. You got to obey the road sign the same way you obey the road sign in school. So when they have a stop and pay attention to that word before you go on. Don't run it straight through like a sentence because you get confused. And playing at the harlot because of that renown. Guess what? God said, okay. Perfect through that color, perfect through that beautiful, which I have put upon thee, said the Lord God. God said, I did all this for you. This is Ezekiel 16, 13 through 14. I just read 13 and 14. Now I have to go to 15. But thou didst trust in thy own beauty. You trusted in your own beauty. Your own beauty, how you view the world. You view the world, you can do anything you want. You view the world, you put your PhD, your doctorate, and all this above your family. God knew what he was doing. When you ain't never seen nowhere in the Bible where these women were over men. Africans maybe, but God people wasn't. God used the women for a certain thing, and what they did, they came back, got rid of back in order. But these women using their PhD and their doctorate, they don't benefit the family none. They benefit themselves. A man benefit the family. The man, I witnessed this. I witnessed it. This person bought a car and gave the man the old car. She got the new car. See, the man would have gave the woman the new car. He would have kept the old. But our women don't think that because she make way more money than he do. So he less than her. See, but guess what? A man will get a job and make money. Guess what he do? I'm going to buy my wife this. I'm going to buy my family this. I'm going to do this and do that. A woman don't think like that. They think about themselves. They're selfish. That's why you see so many marriages don't end, don't last. Why you think all these movie stars making all this money and none of it lasts? Look at Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. That woman just came out with a statement. I just read it on the phone. She wished she wouldn't have done that. This man was trying to take up for her. I'm going to leave it like that, and you can see where the world going with it. God said, but thou did a trust in thy own beauty and played the harlot because of their unknown. You got the big head, your head got swollen, so guess what you started doing? You trusted in your own beauty. And proud out of their fornication on everyone that passed by. His it was, this it was. God said, you got your big head, you got your head so big, you start fornicating with anybody. That means that any religion you joined it. You was a Egyptologist, you was a Assembly evangelist, you was a Baptist, you was all this in. But if all this was together, why ain't anybody the same thing? I'm trying to tell you, folks, we have lost it. God telling you what you done lost. I'm gonna tell you something about sports. This is in sport. I can't wait to get to it. Here, go right here. This is because they use in sports to occupy your mind. Different stuff. You watch the college thing. Now you got soccer going on. Now you got baseball coming up. Now you got basketball going on. Football when it comes to it gonna be 24/7. They know to occupy your mind. Check this out. It's in the Bible, people. 2 Maccabees, which is in the Apocrypha, 4:12 through 15. For they built gladly a place of exercise. They built a stadium under the tower itself and brought the chief young men under his subjection and made them wear a helmet. Football. Wrestling back in the Roman days, they cut each other, kill each other, fight. Different sports were going on in there. Wrestling, weightlifting, all that. They did that to you. So-called Negro. Why do you think we running everything in sports? And they still dog me out. They made you do this stuff. Guess what? God, this is what God say about it. Because this right here is what they're doing. They are logging your mind up with so much stuff you can't even concentrate on what's going on. Now, this is 13. Now such was the height of Greek fashion. That's the so-called Esau. Alexander the Greek. This is where this come from. This one, God said when he came on the scene, a murder till he came on the scene. So you start wearing Greek fashion, meaning this is Esau. This is Esau fashion. Baseball, softball, football, occupy your mind. Got our men dressing like sissies. You see how men in football and basketball, see what they're doing? You see how they're doing, especially in basketball. LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, what's the boy that play for LA now, wearing high heel shoes and dresses and stuff like that. That's what they're doing. And increase in heathenness manner. They're doing all this evil stuff, all what stuff the so-called Esau do. Though the exceedingly profane or adjacent, this is another name for Jesus. The ungodly wench and no high priest, that the priest has no courage to serve anymore at the, guess what? The preachers don't have, they scared. The preachers don't preach the word of God like I would. Because guess what? The priests have no courage no more. Because guess what? They got to obey what the Greeks do. Because they're getting that Greek money. They're getting that money. How you think they building these $1 million church? You know we ain't putting no $1 million in that churches. They're getting that money and they got to teach certain things. There's certain things they can teach you and nobody can debunk that. That's why you don't hear the stuff you hear from me and I hear with brother, because if you're a pastor and you count on that money from the government, you cannot preach certain things. That's why you got to go to the Baptist Convention and learn what you can preach. And neglect the sacrifice, hasten to be partakers of the unlawful allowance in the place except. Guess what? The preacher won't stand up. The exercise is arena, football, basketball, baseball, soccer, whatever you can think of, swimming, Olympics, whatever. The preachers will not stand up and say what's right and what's wrong. They will not. They don't have the guts to say it no more because they're doing what the Greeks do. And the Greeks is so-called Esau today. After the games, or discuss called them for not setting by the honors of their father, but like the glory of the Grecian best of all. You're not serving the Father no more. You following the Grecian law, the Grecian philosophy. We follow everything the Grecians are so-called Esau today. We follow their laws. We're doing everything that they told us to do, not what the Most High told us to do. Shalom, my people. Shalom, my people. I love you very much, and I thank you for listening. I hope this go out and this word go out, and we can get some more viewers and everything. I'm trying to give this word to as many people as I can. Hey, one day God gonna bless it where they're gonna open it up. All of a sudden they think I know I got 1,000 birds. This word gonna go out through God's eye. This word gonna go out, and I do my due diligence to study, make sure this word go out. I love you very much. I love you very much. Shalom, my people. Shalom. Signing off. Shalom. Shalom.